everyone, Kevin here with Push to Talk. I just got finished watching this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. This week's episode they dedicated to Brody Lee because they were coming from Rochester, New York. So right off the bat, it hit me in the feels. It's still like pretty sad. It's still a major bummer, with Brody Lee. He went far too early. He was a super amazing wrestler, especially in AEW. I mean, he had world title written all over him. I really love it when they pay homage to him in episodes like this, and I thought they did a pretty good job of it tonight, which we'll get into a little bit more once we get to the Dark Order segment. So right off the bat, we have Brody chants, of course. Folks are holding up, Brody signs, Brody shirts everywhere. It's really heartwarming to see. But we introduce the episode of Dynamite here with CM Punk's music. He comes down, he gives high fives, and then right up to commentary. They've done this a couple of times now with Punk, just kind of like opening Dynamite and coming out for an easy pop. I hope they don't overdo this. I kind of hope this is the last we see of that. As much as I like CM Punk, and I think it's great that he's back in wrestling and AEW, I don't want him to overplay this, so I hope they tone that down a little bit and they save his big entrances for when he actually has a segment on the mic, like a promo or a match. But the very first match we got here tonight was a little bit of a dream match for me. It was Jungle Boy versus Adam Cole. I know it may sound funny saying this is a dream match because Jungle Boy hasn't been in the industry on like a national level in a while, but I used to see this dude wrestle in community centers and high school gyms and stuff in San Francisco for some of the indie shows there. So I've been following him for a while now, and it's always cool to see him on Dynamite. And I've always wanted to see him wrestle Adam Cole, which up until now has been impossible because Adam Cole has been in NXT. But here he is now, and it's funny. Right when we heard about Adam Cole possibly joining AEW, I was texting my brother and we were talking about some of the matches we wanted to see Adam Cole have, and the very first one that I thought of was Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy. So the low-key dream match for me. I'm super stoked we got to see it this early on after Adam Cole's debut. We have Adam Cole coming out. I love this guy's entrance so much. I always have, and I probably always will. I love his new music, almost even more than the Shock the System music that we had when he was in NXT. This is obviously very reminiscent of it. It sounds like Rage Against the Machine, which isn't a bad thing. I love the standing on the apron with the boom. It's always reminded me of Triple H's entrance from back in the day. When he would do the water bottle thing and time it with his music. I think this is a little bit of a nod to Triple H in a lot of ways. I love his entrance, always will. We start the match, and Jungle Boy is just great as always. This dude is just so smooth and so fluid in the ring. I love it when he does his arm drag combo in the corner. He did this early on in this match, the one where he kind of runs up the corner turnbuckles, bounces himself off the top rope, and then throws his opponent into an arm drag. He uses that a lot, and I think it's one of his best moves that he does. I think they even showed it in the character trailer for him for the newest AEW game pretty recently. We see early in the match, Adam Cole is trying to take control and dictate a slower pace, because as we know, once Jungle Boy picks up speed and gets moving, it is hard to stop him. I love how Jungle Boy does that good babyface fight back type of thing. He did it great in this match here. And I just thought, the overall moveset and showcase of Jungle Boy in this match was fantastic. I don't know if it was necessarily his best outing in AEW yet, but I did think it was really, really, really good. There was the moment when Jungle Boy was doing his classic fighting back babyface move, and he hits his kind of trademark big lariat into his opponent. That sends them turning totally inside out. He hit this on Adam Cole, and I'm a really big fan of that move. We did have one point in the match where Jungle Boy hit like a particularly awesome combo and a set of moves. He nailed Adam Cole with a Poison Rana, which sent Adam Cole down to the mat right on top of his head. As Adam Cole is starting to sit back up, Jungle Boy bounces off the ropes and hits Adam Cole with a really gnarly sliding elbow strike to the back of his head. Then he pulls Adam Cole up and hits him with a Fisherman Buster. I thought that was one of the best sequences of the night. I think definitely the best sequence of this match. Big fan of that classic Jungle Boy stuff here. There was another point also in the match where Jungle Boy goes for a suicide dive onto Adam Cole on the outside. Adam Cole goes to counter this with an enziguri. It didn't look like he got full contact on that enziguri. He may have just grazed him a little bit, but it still looked really cool, and I understood what they were going for. After that, Jungle Boy followed up by nailing a Hurricane Rana onto Adam Cole from the ring apron down onto the floor. I thought that looked crazy, and it was a pretty wicked bump. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Once we're back in the ring, Cole hits a Panama Sunrise, one of his signature moves, but Jungle Boy kicks out. We get an awesome facial expression from Adam Cole upon the kick out. We've seen this facial expression from Adam Cole in the past in NXT, but it's great to see it here. I love the facial expressions of Adam Cole. I think he does really, really great character work. Let's see here. From there, after the Panama Sunrise, Cole follows up by trying to hit the boom, which is the Shining Wizard. But Jungle Boy is able to dodge and instead trap Cole into the snare trap, which I thought was a really cool reversal. Cole then makes his way to the ropes, but Jungle Boy drags him back to the center. Cole, instead of falling victim to the snare trap again, pushes Jungle Boy back with his feet. Jungle Boy falls into the ropes, Cole is up, they kind of crash into the ref, which gives Adam Cole the opportunity to give Jungle Boy the low blow. Cole then hits the boom for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Adam Cole is your winner here. I think that was the right decision. We gotta let Adam Cole keep winning. I think he, is eventually gonna go for that TNT title, and they absolutely at some point need to put that world title on him. I think it'd be silly if they never did. After the match, out comes the Elite. Cole is blowing kisses to them and vice versa. I thought that was pretty funny. We go to a commercial break. Then once we're back from the break, we get some mic work from the Elite. Pretty good. I thought the Brandon Cutler part was kind of cheesy, and the Michael Nakazawa part was kind of cheesy, but I think that's the whole idea. Wasn't a fan of that, but I did enjoy what happened next once Kenny Omega took the mic. He starts calling out Daniel Bryanson, saying that Bryan Danielson. I'll get it right. He starts calling out Bryan Danielson, saying you're never going to get your rematch. And then out comes Danielson from there. We get some back and forth from them on the mic. Danielson gets a nice Kenny No Balls chant going, which I thought was pretty funny. I'm going to call my beagle that from now on because his name is Kenny, named after Kenny Omega, and he does not have balls because he's been neutered, so I now have a new nickname for my dog as well, especially when he's being a butt. It looks like they're going to continue the feud between these two, which I'm pretty happy about. We'll see how long this goes. I think we know where the long-term story is going with the AEW World Title. I do see Hangman Adam Page coming back at some point to challenge Kenny for that belt and ultimately win. They're obviously building to that over the long haul. Maybe we'll go one more pay-per-view before that happens where we see the rematch between Kenny Omega and Danielson. I really hope so. I would like to see, a full 60-minute classic between these two, especially after what we saw last week. I rewatched that thing last night, that match between Kenny and Danielson again, and it's just off the chain. That match is just nuts. But let's fast forward. Let's get back to this week. We're back from the break. We have a Lucha Bros kind of facing off with Andrade in the back over the microphone. Seems like Andrade is challenging the Lucha Bros for their recently won AAA tag titles. I didn't know they won these, but that's dope. Curious to see who Andrade's partner is going to be here. He said he knows a lot of luchadors, obviously. I would love to see, like, Roosh. I doubt it's going to be Roosh. I think he's still under contract with Ring of Honor. Or Ryu Lee. Dragon Lee is the big one that I would like to see. Next segment here, we have Matt Sydal and Dante Martin versus Cody and Lee Johnson. Crowd reaction for Cody wasn't very loud when he came out, which was kind of weird. I'm getting a little sick of Cody myself. I'll get into that more after the recap. He's just too much of a cheesy babyface, and like I've said before, he's a little bit too WWE mainstream star for me. Not my cup of tea. Early on in the match, Cody pushes in first, and ours kind of like WTF. Lee Johnson was supposed to be in first, but Cody's just being a ball-headed doofus. I like how they're building to his eventual heel turn. It needs to happen. I think that's the only way they're going to keep Cody Rhodes interested, and that might turn me into a Cody Rhodes fan. Dante Martin too. He is always so fun to watch every single time. He just has a really unique way of moving during his matches, and moving around the ring. It seems like everything he does, all of his aerial attacks, whether it be from the top or jumping off the ground, he just has like so much hang time to everything he does. He really seems to float around the ring. Which is neat and really, really unique. We see a point in the match where Cody hits a really nice vertebreaker on Dante Martin. I thought that looked pretty sick. There's another point getting towards the end where Lee Johnson tags himself in, and he's laying offense into Dante. Johnson hits a really great looking it's like this crazy neck breaker, kind of Ushigoroshi type move. He kind of like has him in a package and brings him down onto his neck, onto his knee. I don't know what that's called, but it looked really nasty. It looked wicked. I really liked that move. I hope that's his finisher because it looks awesome. Arn eventually, let's get ahead of myself here. After the match, Cody grabs the mic and he's immediately booed. He starts to call out Malachi right away when Arn then grabs the mic from Cody, and he just shuts him down. He's basically calling Cody on all of his crap for being a stupid babyface and all of his stupid babyface antics. Arn eventually walks out on him, effectively calling Cody a loser, leaving Cody in the ring alone. I loved the promo from Arn here. Arn is always great on the mic. He always has been. And I love this whole segment in general from the post-match. They're really doing a good job building to that inevitable Cody heel turn. And they're making this guy look like a real idiot. Next segment here we have Darby, Eddie, and Mox versus Bear Country and Anthony Green. I don't know, some jobber. Couple of good spots here in this match for what was effectively a squash match. We did have Eddie hitting a really nice German suplex on one of the Bear Country guys. I thought that looked really great. Eddie Kingston is amazing. I love his style. I think it just is total All Japan beatdown style, and I just absolutely love that. Darby does hit a coffin drop from the top onto the standing Bear Country guys on the outside. I thought that was a really nice spot too. Mox and Eddie hit their finisher together on the jobber for the 1-2-3. After the match, Sting hits a Scorpion Death Drop on the jobber for some reason. Fans ate it up. I laughed. I thought it was good. This was a decent little segment. Next, here we have Hardy is out. He's cutting a promo on the city of Rochester. He's interrupted by Orange Cassidy's entrance, and we are leading into the 16-man tag. I always have a heck of a time following these and understanding what's going on, but they're pretty fun. It usually devolves into a spot fest, but that's okay. It's AEW. That's part of what, the appeal is a lot of the time. I'm not going to lie. Guilty pleasure in those kind of crazy spot fest matches. Um, Dark Order is out in unison this time, despite the issues that they've been having one another. All the Brody signs that we see in the crowd here, it just hits right in the feels. We get a shot of a -1 sign even, which I thought was super cute. We get "Thank you, Brody" chants at the beginning of the match from the crowd. That was really nice. That made me smile. At one point in the match, Evil Unos goes to walk out, having an altercation here with Alex Reynolds. As we know, the Dark Order's been butting heads over the past few weeks. He is stopped at the entrance by -1, Brody Lee's wife, Ty Conti, and Anna Jay. -1 throws the papers at Evil Uno. He goes back to the ring and continues the match. From there, we just go into a crazy Dark Order spot fest. I mean, they are fired up. It is boom, 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 boom. I can't even tell you what was going on. They were just hitting stuff left and right. John Silver's being hilarious. Ten's being a powerhouse. It's just craziness. The crowd is going nuts, and they are absolutely loving this. Dark Order picks up the win here, obviously. It was a really awesome feel good moment here after this match. We get the Dark Order embracing in the center of the ring again. Looks like they're all back on the same page. I thought this was the highlight of the show so far. I really like these real feel good moments, especially anything positive that they can do with Brody Lee. I eat it up, and I think it's great. So good on you guys. After this, we get a little cut to Lio Rush. And a little package hyping him up. Really good to see a Lio Rush. I don't know how many times he's retired and unretired, but regardless, this dude is incredible in the ring. He's absolutely amazing, and I think he's the perfect fit for AEW, so I'm really excited to see where they go with him. Let's see here. Once we're back from the break, we get a nice little promo package thing from FTR. It's okay. It's whatever. Then we have Dan Lambert in the ring with the Min of the Year. I love this guy. I think he's a great heel manager. He is such a jerk. I want to punch him in the face, and I love it. I love to hate him. I like Dan Lambert. He is such a good pairing with Men of the Year. I think that is absolutely perfect. So he's cutting a promo on Jericho. Scorpio then cuts a great promo of his own, and even Ethan Page cuts a really nice promo after that. This was a great little promo segment for these guys. I liked it a lot. I hope they do really well with these guys. Maybe get these guys in the title picture for the tag belts. I would love to see that. I think this is a great pairing. I think they finally hit where they needed to be with Scorpio Sky for sure, because that dude obviously is incredible. From there, we get a nice little package to hype Sheeta versus Serena Deeb. I like this. Great to see Sheeta kind of back in the mix of things. I like Sheeta a lot. Next segment was really bad. I did not like this at all. This was the Bunny and Penelope Ford versus Ty Conti and Anna Jay. I'm not a huge fan of any of these wrestlers. I think Ty Conti can be pretty good, and Penelope can be pretty good too, but I just did not like this. I thought this was a really sloppy and connected match. The crowd was pretty dead here, which is not typical what we see of AEW. Usually in AEW, everyone's over and the crowd loves everything. Was not the case for this match. I think they really need to kill the angle between these four. Anna Jay wins with a clean slayer. Again, pretty sloppy and disconnected stuff here. I thought this was pretty bad, honestly. Not a fan of that at all. I was a fan of the next segment, though. We have MJF out, and he starts to cut a promo. He's hinting that, hey, I am better than AEW, and even name drops Bruce Pritchard, which is pretty darn crazy. He's one of the executives at WWE. We all know who Bruce Pritchard is, Brother Love. I thought that was pretty nuts. But then he is quickly interrupted by Darby Allin. They go back and forth on the mic a little bit. Darby says he is AEW until the day he dies, which I really liked that from Darby. I thought that fits Darby really, really well. I thought this was all really, really good stuff here, except except for the piece of paper that was stuck in Darby's hair. I know it was accidental. You can't help these kinds of things sometimes, but I laughed every time I saw that piece of paper stuck in his hair. I thought it was pretty distracting, but it's even kind of cracking me up now. I don't know why. It looks like we're gonna build to a feud between these two, which is really exciting. Maybe we can include that piece of paper in the feud. Then we are on to the main event. I'm sorry, that piece of paper, dude. That piece of paper is pretty damn funny. We are on to the main event. It is Sammy versus Miro for the TNT title. At the beginning of the match, Miro just totally manhandles Sammy at the beginning. He does some fun stuff with Sammy's necklace, kind of choking him with it. I like that. As Sammy fights back and turns the tide with a big crossbody onto Miro, kind of spilling out over the top rope. Thought that was great. We also had a really great moment when Sammy does a shooting star press off the top, but he's caught by Miro, and Miro just drops him, drops him as in slams him. Thought that was really, really cool, and it looked great. Pretty crazy that those guys were able to time that. I cannot imagine that was very easy for either of them, so double thumbs up. We have another great spot when Sammy Guevara reverses a big clothesline line from Miro with a Spanish fly. We've seen this type of thing before, but I always love it when they bust out those Spanish flies. I thought that was really good. We had another crazy spot when Sammy, he kind of did a dive / corkscrew running from the middle of the ring up, out, and over the top turnbuckle in the corner to land on Miro on the outside. That was crazy. Sammy, he's just a nutty dude when it comes to those spots. That man is fearless. Finish of the match here was absolutely brilliant, and it was booked the way it should have been booked. Miro, he is going for the game over is what he calls it, I think, in AEW. Sorry. But then Sammy rolls out of the ring. From there, Miro just goes into a rage, and he is pissed. He goes to each of the turnbuckle pads, all 4 of them on the top, and rips them off. Before he's about to rip the last one off, we have Fuego out to stop him from there, which distracts Miro. Sammy is then able to take control of Miro here. He knocks him into that top turnbuckle, and then Sammy hits the GTH. He rolls Miro over to the corner and then hits a 630. Sammy pins Miro 1, 2, 3 to win the title. I thought that was absolutely great. That's what they should have done. Miro's had that belt for a while, and it is kind of a mid-card belt, so it needs to change hands pretty frequently. Not too often, but often enough to keep it interesting. I think Sammy is the perfect guy to have it on. I would like to see that belt make its way across all the 4 young pillars, as they've been calling them in AEW, eventually making its way to Jungle Boy and MJF. But I thought this match was absolutely fantastic. It was a great showcase of both of these guys, especially Sammy. Sammy Guevara is the man. He kind of bothers me sometimes in the way that he looks and carries himself, but still, that dude is a maniac and a beast in the ring. That was definitely the best match of the entire night, and I was a big fan of that match overall. I think this was a pretty good episode of Dynamite overall. It's hard to come down from that crazy high that we had from Grand Slam last week, but what are you going to do? We can't have that every week, obviously. But overall, I thought that was fantastic, except for the Anna Jay and Bunny and Ty Conti and Penelope Ford and stuff. That was pretty bad. But with that being the only exception, I thought this was a stellar episode of Dynamite. AEW just keeps pulling those punches. I mean, they are consistently making this a fun and interesting show to watch. The crowd loves it. I cannot wait until I can go to an AEW show again. The only one I've ever been to was the very first show, Double or Nothing in Vegas. So I really can't wait until I can go to another one. During the match, I was straight up looking at flights to be like, hey, how much does it cost to fly to Milwaukee? I'm not going to do that, but I would like to. And after This was painful to watch. This was really, really bad. I'm not a fan of reality TV shows. I mean, there's some that are pretty good. I kind of have a guilty pleasure. I kind of like some of the like the game showy type of ones, you know. But this was like Total Divas, Bella's kind of crap. It was very WWE, in its, you know, everything. It left a really bad taste in my mouth for both Cody and for Brandy. I only watched the first 5 minutes of this thing, up because all I wanted to see was the first break of Rhodes to the Top to see Sammy cut his promo after winning the belt. And you know what was cool about that is he says, "Oh, I'm gonna go on my phone and face my fiance," and then he sees a message from Bobby Fish. And Bobby Fish is going to challenge Sammy Guevara next week on Dynamite for that TNT title, which I'm really excited about. I really like Bobby Fish. I wonder if we're going to get any interaction between Bobby Fish and Adam Cole. It would make sense with the Undisputed Era. I think that'd be cool if they did something. For sure. Maybe Cole interjects himself in here and puts himself into that TNT title picture. It might be a little soon to do that, honestly, but I just want to see some interaction between him and Bobby Fish. It's interesting, too, because Bobby Fish is also going to appear on MLW Fusion Alpha. I think that's the show they're calling it now, on tomorrow night's episode after Dark Side of the Ring, which I watched the first 2 episodes of that, and it's pretty damn good. The in-ring stuff for that is fantastic, but maybe that's another video. But yeah, overall, thought it was a good episode of Dynamite. I liked Sammy winning the title. I liked the start from the Dark Order. I thought the whole thing with the 4 ladies was really, really bad. I'm excited to see Leo Rush back. I really like Sammy winning the title, and I really like that match, and I'm really looking forward to next week. And I really hate Rhodes to the Top, and I don't like Cody Rhodes anymore. He needs to stop. If he wants to do that stuff, go to WWE. I'm sorry. I don't like Rhodes to the Top. I hope it does not do well. I mean, I hope it does well because I want AEW to do well, but that is not a show for me. I'm not going to watch that. It is bad. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Shoot me a note in the chat or the comments. Let's talk about Dynamite this week. Tell me what you thought. Tell me I'm wrong for not liking the match between the 4 ladies there. And as always, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Push to Talk 1, and I will see you all on Friday night for AEW Rampage.